All right, guys, you know what time it is. Listen, it's not good to steal other people's property unless you're still in a scene. All right, this is the part of the film, or should I say, the part of the show, which is a film in itself now. Is that, guys, what we like to do in each episode is we really like to tell you guys about our favorite artists from the film. We have a couple of honorable mentions, and at the end of the segment, the artist that is chosen goes on the board. And this is the part where, if you've ever seen the movie Beetlejuice, me and David are starting to shrink right now, and the board, this big board, is coming up, and we're going to go over the winners. And always, we like to call it the annual JB, or like we call it the Jackie Brown, or should I say the PG, the Pam Grier Award, since she took it home in season 1. But Dave, tell us about the winners of season 2 so far.
All right, so episode 1, we did Vanilla Sky. That was Cameron Diaz.
CD, baby.
And then episode 2, Tropic Thunder, Robert Downey Jr.
Lincoln Osiris.
Then Django.
Fuck it up.
And
the
then,
D is silent. I know that.
Get it out of there then. Django Unchained was Christoph Waltz.
Such a gentleman.
Coming to America was Mr. Eddie Murphy.
The legend. GOAT.
Lean on Me, Morgan Freeman.
The never dying GOAT, according to David.
Doctor Strange was Tilda Swinton.
You come full circle on that one again as of last night.
FOTS is a very real thing. Spread the awareness of it. I'm not the only one. There are others out there that are afflicted by fear of Tilda Swinton.
I love you, Tilda.
Death to Smoochie was Robin Williams.
Man, still miss that guy.
And No Country for Old Men was
Javier
Bardem.
There you go. Hey, call it.
And how about this one?
All right, I'm gonna go with.
I got a few honorable mentions.
Okay, yeah, let's do the honorable mentions first. Let's get those out of there.
I have to give an honorable mention to the dude that did the voiceover on the trailer, because that was one of the most absurd and amazing things. I knew that I wanted to see this movie because of Wet Hot American Summer, but when I saw the trailer, I'm like, this is insanity.
Adam Brody, Rob Corddry, Famke Janssen, Kim Renner, Gretchen, Oliver Platt, Wynonna Rider, and Jessica Alba.
So that honorable mention to that guy.
Honorable mention goes to the guy with a big hard wooden dick. The first puppet to ever make my honorable mention. Like, to me, like, for one, I'm still a fan of people who do ventriloquists. To me, though, I thought I was a slit talker. These I don't even know how they do this with their mouths, but somehow. But I'm only talking about the actual puppet itself now.
Okay.
You know,
not Harlan.
Not Harlan. I mean, no, he did his thing, but I was just showing the ventriloquists in general still, I think, are pretty cool. But the puppet, like, to me, I know he's not real, but it doesn't matter. They, like, talk about getting away with not paying another actor. Like, they did whatever they wanted. He was always on set on time. He didn't eat craft services. He was always there. When the meetings, when everyone got yelled at, he didn't really, or anything like that. Yeah. And then the only thing I would say was up is they paid him in ass and not in money, because he got some ass in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, his performance was a little wooden.
Well, I can see that. It kind of, it's almost like someone had their hand up his ass the whole time. He was too stiff.
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, I agree with that.
And then he's not cool about this Pinocchio still going on out there, where people know it's getting long and all that. But anyway, man, honorable mention to him, man.
Honorable mention to Justin Thoreau, solely for the long shot of his face in the El Fuego dance sequence with Gretchen Mol. The way he is like that, it holds on him for a long time. He's like, I her. That right there alone earns him an honorable mention.
And and so I played Jesus Christ, the sort of Latin lover of Jesus Christ.
It's like Jesus with a dash of Fabio.
Yeah, he shows up later in the movie and he's like a salesman with like a gut. It's hilarious. That's so funny.
You got any more honorable mentions?
I see one of them that you have on there here. No, I'll let you do yours.
Okay.
I just feel like Justin Thoreau was in something we just did recently, but he wasn't in Vanilla Sky.
Tropic Thunder.
Oh, okay,
and he wrote it too.
That's what it was. Okay, that's what I knew. Okay, yeah.
Honorable mention to Oliver Platt for being so committed to such a terrible impression of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
24-hour day impression of Arnold in the effort to make you comfortable.
It's fantastic. Honorable mention. Dude, he says that. I don't. It's so terrible. But
She's
he
like,
plays
she's
it
like, go
so
in the kitchen.
committed.
He was like, I'll be back.
Yeah. Wynonna Rider gets an honorable mention for really embracing such over-the-top acting, and there's this one moment when they're standing after the ventriloquism show. She's standing out there with the news reporter LaFonda, and the way she looks at him with so much just animosity, and her whole face scowls up. It was such a funny moment, and she a puppet, so
Puppet.
that's brave. Honorable mention to Cedric Sanders, knowing that this was his first role in a feature film. He killed it. He immediately got the energy of what the movie was going for, and the way he applied his dramatic acting skills to make a comedy even funnier was awesome.
Yes.
And who's your scene stealer?
All right, no time for Liv Schreiber.
I think we are. I think this whole. I feel like this whole season we've been unanimous as far as who the scene stealer is. I've got Liev Schreiber as well.
Yeah, and for me, I'm going to say this. In a movie like this, where pretty much most people only have so many minutes in the set, it's kind of hard with the cast and crew of people like this to do this. But if you notice, he was in more than one segment, and furthermore, to me, it was just like he did the most with the timing that he had. And I mean, a lot of the film was funny, but I laugh out loud moments with him. It's just a small thing, him diving through the CAT scan machine, him repeatedly slapping the shit out of his son, then apologizing and saying, "Daddy loves you," and just, even being at the bar and then like, check, like, wait, we're trying to get the out of here. Like anytime he was there, he was like all the way, all the time. And so for me, and like I say, to me, he's one of those actors to where, like you say, you don't even remember his Cotton Weary. To me, when you go back and look at his career, what he's done, and even if I'm not mistaken, he's also in. If I'm not mistaken, it's one of the freaking behind Gerard Butler films when he's the Olympus is falling. One of those things are falling, and he's in one of those as well. Like, in his acting is, and especially when he was especially if you want to do one more thing here, add one more Marvel character. He was actually Connections against Sabretooth in X-Men. So we actually have 3 Marvel characters in here with that. But with that being said, he's always been, and it's Ray Donovan as well. So his acting to me has always been on point. He's been more serious. He can play different roles. So to me, I think he was well deserved for him in this film.
Yep, I agree. And I think like everybody in the movie was great, like you said, in the roles that they were in. The difference that sets Liev Schreiber apart is the fact that his performance took me so off guard. I got what I expected from everybody else, and I was satisfied. But with him, I was satisfied and surprised for him to do a role like that. For him to even be in this movie was just weird to me. And then he ended up being one of the highlights of it. So yeah, Liev Schreiber.
Definitely. Hey, welcome to the board, man. Give him an applause, guys.
All right. Who was your favorite actor or actress or artist or animal or wooden puppet in the 10?
Oh, don't say animal there. Don't throw that rhino in there. He's going to get a vote. Lion rhino.
Cartoon character.
Why don't you subscribe? It'll last longer.